I have made so much progress this month. I couldn't believe it. Hey guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Today is going to be another 20 in 2020. I almost forgot the name of it. The 20 in 2020 Project Pan update. So this is the third month that I am doing this project. Basically, if you haven't seen my other videos, I am trying to use up or hit pan on 20 makeup items by the end of the year. And I'm not picking the products beforehand like in a normal project pan. I'm just kind of trying to work my way through my older products because I feel like I bought a lot of stuff at the same time. I have a lot of my products marked with the date that I purchased them, and a lot of them, almost like all of them, are from 2018. So I need to start moving some of those out, especially the cream products that might be going bad soon. I had written down at the beginning of this what I thought the 20 items would be, just based on like how much I had used some of the stuff or the things that I know that I go through a lot. You know, definitely see a pattern once I go through the things that I have used up. And along with this, I'm also doing a kind of low buy situation, but I will update that kind of toward the end of this video. So I'm just going to recap really quick the last few months of progress. I started this in June, so it's not like I've been doing it all year. It's just been for the past 3 months. The first thing was this ColourPop Brow Boss gel. This is the shade Blonde. Totally used up. I actually go through brow gel pretty quickly. And then the next thing was the e.l.f. It's going to fall. This is the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Finishing Powder. I am a mess. The sponge thing just fell out of this. But that's totally gone. And the last thing in June was this Eye of Horus brow pencil. So this is basically the same as those other skinny brow pencils. And then in July, the first thing there was this ColourPop concealer in the shade Fair 4. This is their no filter concealer. You can see I totally scraped it out. I bought one of these. It's called the Spatty. And you just kind of stick that down in there. This one is specifically made for lip gloss, liquid lipstick, but they have ones that are a little bit bigger. I have one from another brand, I think Ulta brand maybe, that is bigger for a foundation bottle, but this one is good for concealer and lip products. Then I hit pan on this Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Powder. I've gone through so many of these, but actually with this one, I discovered that I don't really like this powder. And Physicians Formula is not cruelty-free anymore, so I obviously am not going to repurchase it. But I thought that I liked this so much, but apparently this was making my foundation darker than it needs to be, and that's why it looked like it wasn't matching. I'll probably try to use this up when I'm not filming or taking pictures or anything because it doesn't look that great. And then the last thing in July was this e.l.f. Contour shade right here. So I had used this up a long time ago. This was more of a bronzer shade for me. And then I had hit pan on this highlighter a while back. I am working on it now. I'm trying to finish that up. But I don't know if I'll ever try to hit pan on or use up this shade right here because it's too dark for me to use as like a setting powder or something. I think that's what you're kind of supposed to use it for, but there's only one shade of human that could use this, and it's not me. Then in August, this past month, I was like, well, if I use, because the last 2 months I used 3 products each month, and I was like, well, if I continue that, I might be able to finish this project, but I like knocked it out of the park this month. So let's go into the stuff that I used this month. So the first thing was this NYX On The Rise mascara. Actually, most of these were like within the last few weeks. I just used up a whole bunch of stuff at once, and then also like some skincare stuff too. You'll see in my next empties, it's coming in a few days. I just used up a ton of stuff this month. It's like it happened all at once. This is the NYX On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. This was okay. It was a good mascara, but I need a waterproof mascara because my lashes just, no matter, I can spend an hour curling them and they just kind of point down as soon as I put mascara on. So this one, I thought that this would help because, you know, the branding kind of suggests that it's going to lift your lashes, make them curl. It's not horrible. It's not the worst mascara that I've tried, but it's not the best. And then I used up this Milani Make It Last setting spray. I am currently working on doing a test of like side by side if setting spray actually makes your makeup last longer and for how long. But even if they don't make your makeup last longer. I do like them because they make it look better after you apply it. I hit pan on another one of those e.l.f. powders. I had this one as a backup. There's not much product in these because I ran through them, but the pan is not very deep, so it was easy to hit pan on. And then I hit pan on this ColourPop highlighter. This is in the shade S'il Play. And there is, if you can see the shadow or not, but there's a huge dip around where that pan is. This one is in my project Penciled. I'm doing that on Instagram. I haven't updated it in a while. I'll probably update it pretty soon, maybe today or tomorrow that I'm posting this. And surprise, surprise, another brow product. This is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I've gone through like 3 or 4 of these at this point, and I have another one in my stash. If you didn't know, I mentioned this in like every video. You're probably tired of hearing it by now, but these brow pencils, you can like break them off. So the cap comes off here, but then they have another thing, depending on the brand, sometimes it's up here, sometimes it's up here. But you can break that off, and this little white part has more product in it. So it usually has about that much more product when you crack it open versus when you just twist it all the way up. There's usually more product in there than you think there is. So always crack them open and see. Sometimes though, that kind of these little things that hold the piece in is really flimsy and it just breaks when you use it. So you have to be really careful. But I usually get like another week at least out of a brow pencil when I do that. And then I use up another one of the ColourPop concealers. This is in the shade Fair 8. It was pretty much the same color as the other one. I want to say the first 3 shades of the ColourPop concealer, and because I'm working on another one, and this is just a touch lighter, but these two, like 4 and 8, were kind of the same color. I've had these for a while, since 2018, and they don't have much product in them to begin with, but I had apparently used up quite a bit of them because they went really quick. And the last thing I just finished today is the Anastasia Stick Foundation. I just used it for the last time when I apply my makeup today. That come out right, I don't know. But this is all that's left. I can't really, it kind of scrapes when I put it on. I'm not going to try to dig it out. It's not worth it. I think this is discontinued though, but I am kind of not really buying from ABH right now. But I probably wouldn't recommend this anyways. I really don't like stick foundation. I have another one from ColourPop, but I think it's even worse than the ABH one. So that ColourPop one might be getting decluttered. That was 7 products this past month that I've used up. So plus the 6 that I'd already used up is 13 total. So I only have 7 more to go for the year. I would kind of like to finish this early. I think that would be a good surprise. I'm probably not going to extend it and make it like 25 or anything. I'm just going to cut it off at 20 because I am doing the blog and stuff now, which if you didn't know, I am doing a beauty blog. It's abbyhuang.com. I have the links below, and I'm trying to like review new stuff and do looks and like cumulative lists. Like I have a list on there of 9 foundations that are under $16. So just stuff like that. I'm trying to diversify, I guess, what I'm using, because right now the stuff that I have is kind of narrow, which seems like the opposite of project panning, but I am trying to focus on the best products and not waste my time trying to use up the crappy ones, if that makes sense. But there are some things that I like in my collection that are getting old that I do want to use up relatively soon, so that's why I'm doing this project. So I did make a few purchases this past month, and I had a little goal, or like a kind of a limit of guideline, I guess is the right word, of what I could buy, and I overshot a little bit. So I was going to allow myself to buy 1 product for every one that I used up or hit pan on. I went over by a few, but they're mostly drugstore, so I mean, maybe, I don't know. I wasn't going to try to cheat and like count each one as one, or count like a few different ones as one. So I'm going to make a separate haul video for the stuff that I got. I don't want to add it in here because this is going to be really long as it is. And that way, if you're not interested in seeing stuff that I've bought, if you're on a no buy or whatever and don't want like the temptation, then that'll be in a separate video. You don't have to watch that one, but I would appreciate if you did. I would like to hit pan on an eyeshadow at some point by the end of this project. I haven't hit pan on eyeshadow in forever. Like, I don't think I have any eyeshadows in my collection right now that have pan. Like, I might be getting close on that e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette because I've used it so much, but other than that, probably not. I've been working on some of these ColourPop shadows in my Z palette here, but ColourPop shadows are like eternal. I don't understand. Their concealers last like 2 days, but then the eyeshadows last like 20 years. And I had some eyeshadows in my like predictions of what I thought I was going to be able to hit pan on this year, and none of them were even close, which I've been also trying to do like different looks. So that's another thing that's getting in the way of trying to use up those. So I'm mostly relying on like complexion products and brow products. But stay tuned. The next video is going to be my Shop My Stash video, where I pick out the products I'm going to be focusing on for the next month. So this one will be for September. I kind of go over what I was focusing on this past month, and then I'll pick the new products for the next month. And then I think next week I'm going to do a get ready with me using all of those products so we can kind of see them working together. And then in those videos I do sort of an update on my like personal stuff, so if you're interested in that, check that video out. But that was it for this video. You can click up here to watch my most recent video, or click up here to watch my most recent empties. I do have another empties that's going to be pretty big coming up soon. And give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss seeing my face in your subscription box every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, sometimes Sundays at noon Eastern time. All my social media links, my blog, and everything will be linked below in the description box. And I will see you in the comments. Bye.